Hi, welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Today is July 5th, episode number 45. There was a service PMI notification today. It has fallen. Should we be worried? What is PMI? Let's discuss it after we've seen what's happened with the market today. Metals, banks, uh, public sector enterprise, commodity stocks, some infra stocks. The market actually opened gap up both on Nifty and Bank Nifty and consolidated there. Um, Pretty much except IT sector, nothing was in the red, and FMCG and pharma were largely muted, but metals and the banking took the lead. In terms of the weekend investing small cases, MI25 was flying today up 1.62%, and MI50 also, which has a flavor of small caps, was up 0.89%. Small cap index, in fact, was the top gainer at 0.79%, and it also has briefly crossed the 10,000 mark, which is quite a big deal considering that it had fallen to, you know, somewhere near 3000. Nifty 50 was up at 0.7%. Nifty next 50 was up at 0.6%. Overall, a reasonably good day uh, in terms of gains over the index. The Adani stocks remain in the red. And NF10 has exposure and it is reeling because of that. But I'm hopeful that the selling pressures are coming to an end. Uh, in terms of our today's discussion, so there was a service PMI reading today, low 40s. Uh, so we need to first understand what is PMI. So PMI is Purchasers Managers Index. It is a survey that is sent out to maybe 350 odd private sector companies, and there are two levels at which it is done. One is done for manufacturing and one is done for services. So today's number was for the services, and we all also had a bad number for the manufacturing just a few days back. I think July 1st we had that number, and these are monthly numbers. So what this does is that they will do a survey and ask various queries to business managers in terms of their confidence in their business going forward, inventory levels, supplies, employment, so various factors on which these managers will give their inputs about what they are feeling about the economy and about the business going forward. So, from that perspective, it is still a very an exercise which can be very biased to that extent. However, this PMI number itself moves around 50. So what that means actually is that a reading of 50 means that half the managers feel that the economy is going to expand and half of them are saying it is going to contract. So a PMI of 50 means that versus last month, the business confidence is for contraction or expansion is at par. A lot of people misread the PMI as some sort of a growth indicator. The PMI has gone from 48 to 52, so something has moved up 10% or something like that. So this is not that. This is purely how many people are feeling more optimistic versus those who are feeling pessimistic, and they could also be wrong. So, and these numbers are taken as sort of leading indicators for the markets, and they can go horribly wrong actually. So, what I have seen over the years is that there is no real, connection that or a correlation that you can really make, that by you looking at forward looking PMI, you can take positions in the market and make a strategy out of that. At least I have not been able to see this. So there is a total disconnect between what PMI is reporting and what the market may do. So the PMI is good for narratives. We can build very nice stories around it, but there seemingly is not much correlation that exists there. So if PMI and also this is just a relative number, so there is no absoluteness in this. So if let's say March 2020, I think I have a chart here. Uh, so this one dropped here, the PMI dropped, and by April the PMI was in single digit. So what does it mean that April the PMI was in single digit? It means that most of the managers were very pessimistic about the outlook going forward. However, that changed over time. But even if it changes, even if I say 60% people, 60% managers are now feeling optimistic, but the base may have dropped significantly enough. So if GDP was here at 100 and now GDP is 80, and more people are optimistic, and next month is maybe we go from 80 to 82, still we are much lower than where we were. So the gap still exists, although the PMI may show very robust increase every month in terms of the confidence growing. However, you may still be much lower than where you had been in terms of absolute numbers. So this is the kind of disconnect that many people read into PMI numbers as. So this is not a percentage gain or a one-to-one correlation with GDP. It should not be seen that way, which at least I foresee that a lot of people see it that way. So here is a chart where you are seeing the PMI, that's the black line, and the golden line is the GDP. So you can see that PMI is at times leading. So like the PMI is coming back faster than the GDP at times, but then at times it can be lagging also. So like here it was the GDP went up, however PMI was still dropping. So and the composite PMI is basically derived out of the services PMI and the manufacturing PMI. So there are two surveys that are done, and those two combine to make the composite PMI, and that is then used for all kinds of analysis and forecasting, and that's how a lot of fundamental investing is also done. We are taking up this topic, but we don't follow this path of forecasting at all. So we are at Weekend Investing, we don't do any forecasting. We are very firm believers of Bhav Bhagwan Che, and we will follow the markets, and we will allow the market to tell us what to do rather than some 50 or 100 managers and their biased opinion tell us what is going to happen. And we have seen several times in the last decades, almost every year, that there is very difficult to set a correlation between what is happening in the economy and what is happening in the market. Yes, over a very long term, you can say that earnings will drive where the prices will go, but as we have seen in the last 2 years also, there is no correlation. So separate out your narratives and stories about the economy on a different level, and separate out your outlook for the market with a different sort of outlook, and that's how you can keep them both your sanity in terms of trying to match what is the market doing and what is the economy doing. So this was just the small discussion on PMI, and I hope you're liking our channel. We are trying to take up topics which are usually not clear to many people, and so this is just for education purposes. Nothing in these videos should be taken as professional advice. So have a good day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.